Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. What do we have coming up in the cards for today? Can I please get the first 5 cards in our 5-card spread? Let's get to it. First 5 cards coming out. The first card we are seeing today is, I love to see it, the 8 of Wands. So this is going to be a day marked with a lot of activity, a lot of communication, a lot of potential plans being made. This could even interpret a lot in terms of anyone having travel. There may be some travel that you're also experiencing today. This is speaking of a lot of activity, specifically in the realms of communication or movement. So we love seeing this type of energy. It's very swift, it's very fast, it's very direct, it's very to the point. The next cards we are having coming out in our 5-card spread is a double card, and we are seeing here we have a King of Swords combined with the 8 of Swords in its reversal. So what we're really seeing here, and this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For masculine energy, this is a moment that even as you are moving forward with a lot of communication and plans going forward, you are standing very much in your integrity, or you're being called to stand into your integrity. There's something here about being very swift, very communicative, and this kind of energy is really propelling the masculine into this point right now of being able to address it in kind. And there's something specifically very liberating at this moment right now for the masculine energy, feeling like they have the ability to kind of break out of any kind of situation or circumstance that they may have been feeling has been holding them back as they move into this position. While for feminine energy right now, this could relate to a lot of communication potentially happening right now directed towards a masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what it is aligned to, that you feel is standing in its integrity, that is being direct, that is being focused, and it is that directness that is actually allowing you to potentially feel liberated at this point to be able to move forward with this positive communication. Continuing to get clarity on these points right now, the next card in our 5-card spread is 3 of Cups. So we are seeing that there is an energy right now of celebration, of positivity, that while we are also seeing a lot of activity right now, there is a lot of direction towards those situations and circumstances that are bringing you this kind of like uptick, or this like energy that is feeling more positive and focused. This is also speaking a lot to turning towards energies right now that you feel are in kind of in league with you as it relates to your own metrics of success and positivity, and feeling these moments of really trying to share your triumphs with the collective whole of those energies that you feel are aligned towards you right now. The next card we are seeing in our 5-card spread is Queen of Wands in its reversal. So this is very intriguing, specifically considering where we're seeing the masculine energy right now. So it's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind this is not based on gender, but what you feel it's most aligned to. For masculine energy right now, even as you're moving forward right now with some direction and focus in terms of the things and the places and the paths that you feel you can directly communicate with, there is still some attention and focus being paid to a feminine energy who you feel you can't necessarily communicate with in the same capacity, or is unable or unwilling to communicate with you in this degree. We've been seeing this coming up a lot in the cards over the last few days. We even saw this coming up in the daily collective read yesterday and the day before, that there is some kind of like outstanding conflict point between the two energies, even though they're both making strides in communication in other areas. While for feminine right now, we're almost seeing a locationality where you are communicating, you are putting a lot of work into those places that you feel are receptive, and especially particularly into some masculine energy right now that you are equally feeling is receptive, that is coming through from a place of integrity. But there is also this moment that you may be experiencing right now of self-doubt or feeling an inability to truly communicate or articulate the things that you are truly feeling. And this is going to feel a little bit more of a struggle for the feminine energy right now as they go through it. But we also see, like, even as the feminine is kind of getting out of this, because we saw that the feminine was involved in efforts to communicate, particularly as it relates to their own difficulties or anxieties around communication in general. The next card we are seeing in our 5-card spread is the Four of Wands in its reversal. So what this is really speaking towards is, I feel that there is a lot of communication happening right now, but there's also some anxiety as it relates to the plans and the future scenarios going forward today, that there may be some concerns arising around what those future plans look like, or maybe even some plans changing to a certain degree. And this could also articulate why the feminine energy is feeling a bit of a detriment right now, while the masculine is kind of trying to stand forward to try to correct around these situations or circumstances that are not panning out to like the ideal situation or scenario that you may be hoping for. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, clarification between the Eight of Wands in combination with the King of Swords with the Eight of Swords in its reversal. So a feeling of moving forward right now in things and situations that you feel that you can communicate on. For masculine, this is really being able to have a moment of standing in your own integrity and feeling kind of set free to a certain extent to move forward with this communication. While for feminine right now, this could result in some communication receiving or sending towards a masculine energy, and you're feeling to a certain degree liberated in order to communicate in this fashion. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Hermit in its reversal. We love to see this because what this really results in and articulates is that there's been a moment of going potentially inwards. You're coming out of your shell right now. You're willing to come back forward. You're willing to make these communications happen. I will also point out, because this is very important based on the fact that we also see the Four of Wands in its reversal, sometimes the Hermit in its reversal can talk about some difficulties as it relates to plans and travel. So especially if you have been doing some work around plans and travel right now, I almost feel like today is a day to try to articulate or correct some issues around that so that they can go forward in the best way possible. But more than anything, we do see that this is this kind of breakthrough moment, allowing you to move forward and experience the things that you need to experience and communicate the things that you need to communicate, coming out of a period of isolation. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, clarification between this Eight of Swords in its reversal with the combination of the King of Swords in combination with the Three of Cups. So a lot of outside energy at play today, a lot of working with outside energy. For feminine energy right now, this could be feeling like, again, coming out of your shell, coming out of a period of isolation. There could be a masculine energy around this right now that is allowing you to help feel that this is something that you can do, because this energy is potentially standing in their integrity. And also feeling like there is some kind of unified energy coming through right now, not just for yourself, but all of the energies around you kind of operating in this very fluid, positive fashion. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Six of Pentacles upright. So what we're really seeing right now is there is this feeling of free-flowing energy. There is this feeling of potentially moving towards the things that are giving you a potential or an opportunity to celebrate. And this is what is really kind of breaking you out of your shell right now and giving you this opportunity to feel very generous with your communication or your experiences right now. Really trying to kind of shed light to a certain degree because you're no longer feeling as bound up or caught up in the places you felt were holding you back. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now, clarification between the Three of Cups and the Queen of Wands in its reversal. So a feminine energy that we're seeing here right now, that even while there's a lot of communication happening, there is some anxiety or feelings of limitation with the feminine energy about the ability to stand in their power. But we see here really kind of rallying the support of those around them as they're experiencing this. For masculine energy right now, this could be feeling like there's a lot of energy around you that you are kind of dwelling in or revolving around right now, even with a lot of your thoughts and considerations being paid towards a particular manifestation of feminine who you feel you are not necessarily in the most positive of communications with, or isn't necessarily prompting that communication with you. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with an Ace of Swords in its reversal. So what we're really seeing here is there is a moment of surrender here that is inevitably leading to a point of victory. For feminine right now, this could be a point of surrender around any circumstances or situations that they are feeling are not necessarily allowing them the capacity or degree to communicate or to lay their plans in place. Instead, turning their energies towards those places that are allowing for more positivity, more enjoyment, maybe even trying to like give yourself some pause, some rest, just to kind of enjoy the situations or circumstances that you find yourself in right now, and really working to surrender against those places that you aren't able to feel that communication around. While for masculine right now, this is a moment of trying to embrace the energies around you, even as a lot of your thoughts and considerations are towards a feminine you feel is not necessarily communicating to you to the degree and capacity that you may hope for, and allowing this to be a moment of surrender that is creating a sense of victory for you going forward. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, clarification between a Queen of Wands in its reversal with the Four of Wands in its reversal. So for feminine right now, this could be feeling a bit of limitation, specifically as it relates to the plans and circumstances that you have going forward from this point. That there may be something about the clarity or articulation of these plans that you cannot see or you're feeling very doubtful of, and this is causing you to potentially be in this space where you're not necessarily sure how to move forward with or how to plan. While for masculine energy right now, this is looking towards a feminine manifestation that you are focused a lot of your attention on right now, that you may not necessarily be in the most positive of communication with, and looking at the fact that there is some kind of anxiety around building some kind of future plan or scenario with this energy. May I please get one card to clarify? That is way too many cards. Let's try that one more time. Can I please get one card to clarify? Thank you so much. Clarification coming right now with Chariot energy, which makes a lot of sense. So what we're really seeing here is, even while feminine is going through this experience right now, where they are feeling this inability to push forward right now or articulate on the plans that they truly desire, there's a lot of focus and attention right now on the idea of the Chariot energy, of being able to look towards the energies that are desiring to be aligned with you, that are sharing a similar conviction and purpose and plan that you can truly work with, drive yourself forward in the directions that you are anticipating. While for masculine right now, this is potentially looking at, again, a situation or circumstance around a manifestation of feminine that you do not necessarily feel that you're in communication with, that you're not necessarily being able to like make any kind of like immediate plans with, and really putting a lot of consideration around that energy and asking yourself, is this energy one that you can unify with going forward in terms of your own desired plans and outcome? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between the Hermit in its reversal in combination with the Six of Pentacles. So really a moment right now of feeling very much like you want to drive forward, that you are coming out of a period of isolation and feeling this need or desire to give forth in this moment as you come out of this moment. Again, even talking about potentially some plans. We're seeing a lot of issues around some plans right now. Feeling like even around some plans not necessarily coming to fruition, but also like giving forth in a way to get clarity on those plans. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a 10 of Pentacles in its reversal. So there is a moment that we see, in a way, the energy here is going forward, over contributing, putting the resources and the time and energy in to some period, coming out of a moment of internal investigation due to the fact that there's a bit of chaotic energy as it relates to your sphere of influence. This could be friends, this could be family, this could be your work, anything right now that's happening around you right now. It's almost like there's a certain level of chaos that you are experiencing, and you're coming out of your shell to a certain extent to correct that chaos, being and feeling this generosity to try to do everything you can do at this point to try to mediate through this circumstance or situation. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now. The next card we are getting clarification on is the Six of Pentacles in combination with the Ace of Swords in its reversal. So again, a moment right now of really putting forth in the areas that you feel are reciprocating that energy, giving back to them in kind, but also allowing this to be a moment of surrender, of surrendering, giving up on some things, but also understanding that there is a point of victory as you surrender to these things, because we're almost seeing here that something about that point of surrender is creating space for you to give in a much bigger way to the things that you feel are more aligned to your best interest and the path going forward. May I please have one card to clarify? Two cards coming out to clarify. We have here, oh my goodness gracious, this is a Four of Swords in its reversal in combination with the Lovers card. So a lot of focus today based on building these deep spiritual partnerships and potentially even some regression to past circumstances and past events, even at the point of asking yourself if you're ready to surrender from those moments or you want to give forth from them. This is going to feel like a bit of a challenge today, because I do feel like there is something here about potentially past partnerships that's rising to the surface, and really kind of asking yourself, is this a moment of reawakening to see if some of these past partnerships can result in a higher spiritual connection, or if they're better left kind of lying in dormancy as you push forward from this point. Continuing to, or some issues from the past arising around these spiritual partnerships. I will also point that out. Continuing to get clarity on these cards right now. Clarification between the Ace of Swords in its reversal and the Chariot energy. This really being a moment of surrender and acceptance to the things that you might not feel you can change, but also feeling a victory in that moment or circumstance as you see a path that is going forward right now, that is allowing you to really pay attention and utilize the idea of collective energy, looking for those energies that you feel are aligned to you right now to push forward in the direction that you feel is going to lead to the best possible outcome and the path that you're planning for yourself ahead. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. I love this card in its reversal, the Seven of Cups in its reversal. So what we're really seeing here, and this is really speaking towards that act of surrender that we have been discussing. So one of the things that's happening right now that's very important, that's allowing you to be more in alignment with the energy that's going to allow you to operate in the most successful and sufficient fashion going forward, is the fact that you are getting in better alignment with what you internally need, what you internally desire. And as you move into this space of recognizing your own internal needs and your own internal desires, it is allowing you to articulate in a better way. And it's also allowing you to see through illusions before you. You are operating from a point right now where you know what is for you and what is not for you. And you're not letting yourself kind of get waylaid or overwhelmed by the options around you because of that direction of focus towards those energies that you can truly feel that you can strive forward with. This is what we're seeing you're driving forward on, and this is why we see that you're surrendering the things that you understand aren't necessarily for you or potentially diverting you from your path. Continuing to get clarification on these points right now. Clarification between the Ten of Pentacles in its reversal in combination with the Four of Swords in its reversal in combination with the Lover's energy. So there is a feeling beyond your own immediate environment that there's something occurring around you right now in your immediate sphere of influence that is causing some point of disruption, that is causing some point of chaos. Feeling that you are really coming out of your shell at this point to do some correctional work around what needs to be corrected, okay? And this may also require you today to bring up some circumstances from the past, to raise something back up that has been dormant for some time, but all with the ultimate desire of coming into a higher state of unification as it relates to partnerships, represented by this lover's energy. And we're talking here, it doesn't necessarily need to be romantic partnerships, but any higher aligned spiritual partnership, something that allows you to be in combination with another energy to create something higher or better in the combination and harmony of those two energies. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a Wheel of Fortune in its reversal, which makes a lot of sense. So what we're really seeing here is there is a moment of looking at some immediate disruption around you right now, bringing up some situations from the past to really review them, to see how to get things into better harmony, specifically as it relates to the energies that are aligned to you right now, trying to make sure that those energies are ones that are operating from a higher spiritual connection, creating something more positive and uplifting with that connection beyond kind of a sheer internal focus between both of the energies. We do see that this is a reconsideration point, looking at some circumstances or events that are either immediately occurring or that have occurred in the immediate past, and coming to a point of realization on them about why they had to occur the way that they did to bring you to this ability to make this correction point. So even as you may be experiencing some difficulties right now, we are also seeing here that you're seeing the fact that some of these difficulties are challenges to be encountered to push you forward into those more highly desired connections and vibrations. Continuing to get clarification on these points right now, clarification between the Four of Swords in its reversal in combination with the Lovers and the Seven of Cups in its reversal. So really, there could be some circumstances and situations from the past rising up in your own emotional space right now. And also understanding, though, that one of the reasons you're bringing them up right now is because you've defined a clarity of purpose right now. It's almost like you're bringing these back up so that you can review and assess them. Now knowing what is or is not for you, all for the hope and desire of finding those unions that are bringing you into that higher spiritual vibration, those more spiritually aligned unions. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Five of Cups in its reversal. So this is leading to a moment of positivity, looking at some events from the past, allowing your perspective to shift, allowing and accepting that some of the things that you are letting go of were not necessarily aligned to you or potentially blocking your own journey forward, and allowing this to be a moment where you're moving into a more positive mindset so that you can change your perspective, move from a place of gratitude as you push forward from this point. The final card for today's spread, clarification between the Wheel of Fortune in its reversal and the Five of Pentacles in its reversal. So, as I mentioned, looking at situations and circumstances from the past, fully embracing those moments that did not necessarily align to your highest desires, but also allowing this to be a point of reorientation. Doing this work right now, putting this time and clarity in so that you can change your perspective, so that you can move forward from this point. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with a King of Cups energy. This is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. For masculine energy right now, there is this moment that is coming forward that is making you put a lot of energy and contemplation into some situations and scenarios in the past, looking for the positive assets of why those had to occur in the first place, and seeing a more positive outlook in terms of how to move forward from this point. And this is building a deeper spiritual process of you coming in alignment with your higher emotional feminine self, an alignment internally right now for the masculine of the feminine and masculine energy. We love to see this for the masculine. For feminine right now, this is a reorientation point at looking at some scenarios and situations from the past, allowing this point of reorientation and understanding that some of the point that you're now moving forward towards is into alignment with a masculine energy that is able to embody these qualities, to give you that emotional consideration that is in touch with their own emotions, that you don't necessarily need to educate them on them. They already are kind of there, and allowing this to be a point that you are driving forward to an aligned masculine energy that is also embodying masculine and feminine traits in a point of harmony and emotionality. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now, we have Temperance in its reversal. So there's a lot of activity that's potentially occurring today. There may be some kind of feelings or anxieties about not having enough time, or feeling like there's not enough time. There is something here about feeling rushed. Bear in mind, again, especially with divine timing, everything will come to you when you need it to come to you. Try to hold on to that, even though you are feeling kind of this like internal drive right now to move forward as quickly as possible. That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with me to share it. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over Zoom with the option of recording sent to you after. And if you're a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Please keep in mind, when you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have the reading. Thank you guys so much for being here with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.